बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा ढोलना वे, तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा ढोलना।
This is about my younger son. He is a special child. He is in the autism framework and he is in high functioning autistic child. So initially, after the pregnancy and when the child was born, he was all right. He was a very, very beautiful baby. In fact, he was, for the North Indian standards, he was a fair bacha. I being a Bengali, you know, we have the darker side of the genes. So, you know, everybody was a little worried. So he was a fair bacha with golden hair and everything was perfect. And he was a boy for the North Indian scenario. So everything was, and I had two boys, so really amazing. Everything was really nice and he was a really beautiful baby. I was really surprised that my baby was like really, he was a post-ic baby. But by 6 months we realized that the lower portion wasn't moving as much and his responses were all right, but he was a little squint as well and his head wasn't stabling. So then the battery of tests started and we went through a lot of tests. By 1 year, I realized my child was physically a little slower, but he was mentally much alert since I'd already had an older child and I'm kind of from the education profession. I'm a soft skill trainer. I did my law. I did dabbled in many things and then ultimately was working with corporates for soft skills. So I basically realized that his IQ was higher and he was smarter in picking up things. He was almost speaking sentences by 1 year, which generally boys speak by 1.5 years. So I started with a lot of blocks and a lot of things and, you know, more words and vocabulary. And I was stunned one day. My son was about 1 year, 3 or 4 months, and my husband had bought in an aquarium and they were he bought snails. So I was telling my child, though I'm pretty good in English, but you know, you can make a mistake. So I'm telling, his name is Manav. So I said, Manav, look at the snail and look at his tentacles. So this child looks up and says, Mama, snails have antennas and octopus has tentacles. So child who's not being able to walk, I was like stunned. And where did he learn all this from? I mean, I hadn't taught him this. So I realized that probably he has a higher IQ. Probably he's heard it somewhere on the television because I watch a lot of BBC and, you know, History Channel and other things. So maybe he's picked it up somewhere. So we followed that through and with God's grace, I did a lot of alternative healing. You know, I believed in that. So started with acupressure, you know, various therapies I learned, crystal, this, that, massaging. I thought all this will help. Manav walked 2.5 finally. He went to a normal school. There was a lot of progression with gross motor things. So I was like pretty happy that, you know, probably I have, you know, passed over the negative phase and in my life. And as a mother, once you come to know that there is an issue, because the doctors are very blunt. The doctor told me, you know, he could walk and we don't know about his soft skills or gross motor. So, you know, maybe he was good and he was trying to prepare me for a hindsight to the whole story. And I did, initially I was quite stunned and frozen that how am I going to cope up with a special child? And if my child doesn't walk, I stay in a 4-storied flat on the top floor. So I was like, with a wheelchair, how am I going to lug him up and down? And, you know, so many other things. So one day I quite sat on the chair and kept wondering, what am I going to do? And I'm a very positive and a spirited person. So then what I thought was, whether my child walks or not, or whether he talks or not, I have to be the mother and I have to be the provider and I cannot let myself go down, right? So, and as positively. So we thought that let's do all the alternative things and I was very lucky. By 6, 7, we realized that there were small emotional issues there. My child did not have much of eye contact. He was 24/7 busy doing something. You know, he had collections and he was doing something and he had collections lined up on his bed. Everything was neatly stacked. But my child wouldn't button up properly. He wouldn't put the lace properly. He had general knowledge of a, you know, I mean, I don't know where he knew all this stuff. He had answers for everything. One day we'd gone for shopping and then we went for lunch with his cousins. They ate quite a lot and he was very dramatic, spoke very good English very early on and he knew that he could, you know, get a lot of attention with language. So he's standing in one of the restaurants and he started crying that, you know, I want this donut. And I'd spent about 3,000-4,000 bucks and I felt, you know, you have to train your child that this is the limit of spending. So I said no. So he said the donut only cost 10 rupees and there were these old ladies looking at me as if a terrible mother not giving 10 rupees ka donut. So I gave him a dirty look, that you're creating a scene. And then he started bawling, so I walked out. And I sat in the car with all the cousins. I said, as the mother, you're always giving lectures and the kids hate it. So I said that, I've spent already so much of money. पैसे क्या पेड़ पे उगते हैं? So this kid says कि हाँ पेड़ पे उगते हैं. So I got even more furious. I said कि पेड़ पे उगते हैं. Now you're like misbehaving with me, back answering. He says, what is पैसा made up of? So I said, paper. तो paper कहाँ पर उगता है? पेड़ पे. तो पैसे तो पेड़ पे उगते हैं. So I'm sitting in this car all stunned that, now what a smart answer to give. So I said, shut up, you're talking too much. And, we drove off, So I realized that he was brilliant on one side and there was this things odd. And then one day his dad came from a trip and he was about 7 years old. So he looks at him, he says, button band karna and laptop dena, and he walks off. So I found this very strange that your dad has come after and the other one hugged and kissed him. I've missed you. I could not sleep at night. And this kid looks at him, says, button band karo, and he walks off. So I realized ki emotional. Then I started thinking a little more that he doesn't talk, he doesn't demand, there are no conversations. Everything is literal meaning. If I tell him, get out of the house, he's sitting outside. So I said, what happened? Why are you sitting outside? He said, you only said get out of the house. So I said, I was just angry and I was just said it like that. I didn't actually mean you leave the house and go. So then I realized I have to be very careful with him that I can't, I can't give him examples. I can't give him choice. I would say, ki dhoop mein khada kar dungi. He would open the door and stand. I said, why are you standing here? He said, aapne kaha ya to padh lo ya to dhoop mein khade ho. Padhna nahi tha to main dhoop mein khada ho gaya. So he was the smart kid who I had to tackle. By 9, there were a lot of aggression happening and there were other issues. And finally, we got an assessment that he has Asperger's, which is high-functioning autism. I was a little relieved that diagnosis. I'm not a tiger mom, as a lot of people in my family would say, or friends would say, the child is normal. Boys are like this. They are naughty. My husband would say, even I'm not emotional. I'm not attached to anything. I said, but there is something wrong. I'm not being able to express it. So Dr. Mali gave me this very interesting book on Asperger's. I read it. I cried the whole night reading it, and that, I found the solution. So the next day I go to her and I ask her, now what? She said, I've given you the book. So I said, you've given me the book. What about the solution? What am I going to do? So she said, there is nothing available in India. So I was like, I have this child with Asperger's and I have this book with my hand and no solution. So then I thought, let me start off finding solutions, right? So then I studied a lot, read on the net, and I continuously kept on doing a lot of things. I started a lot of alternative therapies like homeopathy, Ayurveda, delved a lot in spiritual healing, pranic healing, other things, The doctor was doing their bit, I was doing my bit. And unfortunately, what I really felt was lacking, that firstly, knowledge was not there. Secondly, nobody was interested in special people. I started thinking, where are the special people? We don't see them in the walls, we don't see them in the workplace, we don't see... Please, I don't want you to be all very stressed out because this is an important issue, but I don't want you to feel sad about it, right? Because I'm seeing expressions change. So we have to make a change, right? And I work for ability and equal status. So they are not poor things, they're equally smart. So we are going to hear the story with that attitude. So finally, I realized that they are marginalized. We do charity work for them, daan karte hain hum. And secondly, we store them in beautifully built schools and places. Nobody socially accepts them. You don't have friends who are special. That is, and everybody I would talk to, and I would talk about that I'm working with special children, they would say mentally challenged. So nobody in the social setup knew that there is a difference. There are MR children, which is mentally retarded. There are physically challenged who have no mental issues. Their body, some parts may not be working, but the brains are working perfectly all right. And there is this third lot who is physically all right, looks handsome and beautiful, but they have minor issues which are neurobiological. And people with things like dyslexia, with various forms. I now found out that I'm highly dyscalculic. That is, I have a terrible phobia with mathematics. After I studied about special education, I was like, now I'm being able to identify, And during my pregnancy, people have various fears about their children. My fears were, I hope my children are good in maths. That I don't have to study maths again. So there is no system of assessment, there is no knowledge, there is no widespread information about it. Secondly, everybody told me, don't talk about it. Your son is so handsome, he looks good and he speaks very well. If you tell, the first question was, iski shaadi nahi hoegi kal. So I was the stunned mother that I have a 7 or a 9-year-old son, and I'm a pretty progressed person. So I said, whether he'll marry a woman or a man, or he would live in or never marry, why would I focus his entire life on a happening which would happen after 10, 15, 20, 25, or maybe never happen, right? So for me, hiding the fact was very difficult. And we are a social setup and culture who likes to hide everything. Batana nahi hai kisi ko. I thought, and Manav was a bright child. Initially, when he was small, we would tell him, aankh mein problem hai, brain mein, dekh rahe hai, falana dhimkana, and he would go along, right? But after some time, he started asking me, what is cars, what is bipolar, what is ADHD, because he was hearing these terminologies. I could shoo him off, but then he was a bright guy who would just walk past, or maybe other children issues being discussed, he was hearing. So I could not tell him, you know. So like my viewpoint was that I have a migraine issue, my husband has a sciatic nerve issue, my elder son has bronchitis, you have Asperger's, right? So people have physical problems and some people have mental issues with the brain, which is a part of body. So you are as normal as you and I. So Manav grew up with that. He could not walk for a long time. He could not play football. There were a lot of issues, but we did not stop. He does music. We put him to art. In the art school, he drew only black colored something which we couldn't figure out for 6 months. I paid 2,500 to 4,000 bucks for him to draw those black things. My husband would say, is it worth 4,000 rupees every month? I said, you know, so I would really commend my husband on that fact that he did not let me stop. You know, he didn't say, why are you doing these crazy things? You know, I would go for healing, I would do angel healing, something, you know. So he really supported me on that, right? And after 6-8 months, he started drawing something. And today, hopefully, I think he should become he's 15 today. He should become an animator of some sorts. He does music. He is an active member in a theatre group. He plays sports, though he's not really good at it. He is a computer whiz guy. I'm, you know, even technically challenged probably. So he helps me with all my work. How I changed, you know, why I'm here is that we all focus on what is not there in life. You know, we're only looking at the empty glass or the half empty glass. You all people are perfect. Firstly, forget about the color, the height, the weight, the figure, but you have every body part which is pretty much functional, right? You have a mental faculty which basically thinks all right, and you come from financial backgrounds which at least makes you able to be here today, right? So you're blessed. We unfortunately look at everything which is missing in our lives. I have people who have everything, but they're crying for very, very small things, right? So focus on ability, focus on what's your potentiality, and don't focus on what people say, because that's what everybody is focusing on. Today, I have started an NGO for special children. All over Chandigarh, we do a lot of activities. I trained in special learning disabilities. I am trying to make up a national forum. We are talking with governments to bring change. I talk about this issue everywhere. We talk about Manav. Manav has an exam. He would have loved to be here and address the thing. Hopefully someday he will do it. Manav is a very confident child. What he says that he is an Aspie child, 3% of the population, and Aspie children or children with high functioning autistics basically are the ones who you know, rule the world in the sense of technology. The person who made Pokemon and the Pokemon game, whatever is on at the moment, is an Asperger's. Satya Nadella, who heads Microsoft, yes, he is. A lot of school dropouts. We wonder why they are, you know, so brilliant and they did not study. You can say Sachin Tendulkar, you can say A.R. Rahman. These all people have specific learning disabilities issues which were not identified. They did not want to study in the school system. Like my son always says that, why do we need to study in school? You know, are people dumb? So I, you know, asked him, and he was in class 7 because we were having a fight over a tuition and, you know, rote learning and writing and underlining. He said, Mama, we read each chapter 40 times. So I said, how? He says, FA1, FA2, SA1, right? You make me write it, you make me read it, the tutor makes me read it, underline it, I write it, I do it in classwork. He says, the brain is that smart, either you get it or you don't get it. And each person has a brain part which works, right? So everybody doesn't get everything. So what you get is what you focus on. Like, I'm terrible with mathematics, I'm terrible with electronics, but I'm brilliant in English, I'm brilliant in oratory, I've got an amazing memory. So I worked on that and I'm here. And probably Manav will work on something and will be really something spectacular. The parents have to believe, firstly. The society has to learn to believe, like everybody has been discussing, that we have to talk of ability and difference, you know. Everybody doesn't fall in love with the same beautiful girl, you know. Everybody has a different concept of beauty. And somebody you may think ugly, I may think beautiful, and somebody you may think very handsome, I don't like that person. Maybe he's too handsome and too perfect, and that doesn't set with my kind of thinking. So dress sense is individual, religion is individual, beauty is individual, so ability is individual as well, right? So you have to focus on that. So I've started an NGO which works for special children. We do a lot of programs interactive with normal, and what I really want is an integrated school. We don't have a pan-India integrated school. We have a special section in a few progressive cities, but they don't really intermingle. So we need an integrated school. There is no college, no university in India which is integrated. 12वीं तक तो हम उनको writers दे देते हैं या XY दे देते. The blind school gets a lot of funding because it's a visible disability. Right? So blind people get, physically challenged people also get a lot of funding, but the deaf and the dumb don't, because that's not a visible disability, and specific learning disability is not considered a disability, you know. People will call it कि जिद्दी है, या parents will also say कि hyperactive है जी, सुनता नहीं है, वैसे बहुत intelligent है. So that is the difference here, that your IQ is there, you're high functioning intelligence wise, but your productivity is very low because in the school system or the writing thing you cannot do. Otherwise, so we have to find divisive ways where people can work on computers in the classes, where oral tests can be given and marked. Why writing is that very important, right? So system changes we will hopefully somewhere work on. Secondly, what I really felt was a parent support group is needed, that I've created, but parents are still not wanting to come because nobody wants to share the story. Everybody wants to hide it. And even if it is diagnosed, people don't tell about it, you know. So that is something which I'm really working on, that let's share stories, because I think somewhere experiences, somewhere pain, somewhere desperation, somewhere change makes the difference, right? It's not that I have not cried, it's not that I have not found myself in a soup, but I did not choose to let go of life. Another thing is, when we have pain, we all will have some pain you already have in life, you will have more pain of various kinds. Do not make it your life. The painful situation or the bad situation will come to teach you something brilliant. If I had been disappointed or depressed because of Manav, neither Manav would have progressed, neither I would have progressed. I took it up as probably God has sent me Manav for a change, for a purpose. And now when people call me up, when PGI tells me, where I got that book, that she is the right person to go and guide for autism in Asperger's, I feel really proud that I was sitting there for a diagnosis, and now here I am able to help so many people, you know. So the pain became the purpose, right? So something which was giving me tears now is the reason for joy.